Hey, how's it going? And today I'm just going to follow up with my other video. This is part 2 on making a tornado, probably the most important part as far as texturing it. So this is the particle flow that we already have established. And then what we're going to do is we just have to go into render properties, volumetrics, make sure legacy volumetrics is enabled, otherwise you won't see anything. Then we go into backdrop, and then we go to legacy volumetrics, hypervoxels, click this, and there it is. And we click that and activate it. And maybe one thing I'll do, I'm in camera view right now. Let me just go into perspective for a second. I'm just gonna punch in there a little bit more so you get a little bit better look at it. There's a lot of different settings on there on this. There's really no right or wrong. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible. I'm trying to figure out the fastest way to make a good looking so let me go ahead and match this and go to camera, and then go ahead and go to VPR. It doesn't look so hot, does it? Okay, I have the backdrop off, right? Okay, this is going to be a volume. So we're going to go to volume. And the one thing, my tip is to go to F8, and there's these pre-built ones, and there's clouds. So tornadoes are clouds, right? So we're just going to do I looked between these two. It looked like this thick cloud here was the best one. And you go, yes. And I think that doesn't look anything like a tornado yet. So we're just going to play with some of these settings. We're going to walk through and talk about the pros and cons of each one. One thing that I do like to do, if I haven't done it already, is if you go into, let's just go into texture shaded. And what I do is, what you should do is I go into the top view and I move the light to the side. So I do that. I did that already. So let's go back into here and back into VPR. So that's one of the tips, is move the light to the side. The side lighting is always better than front lighting. Okay, so the particle size, I know it needs to be bigger, so we'll go to 2 on that. And then we're going to want some variation, so I don't know, 20% there. That's our one thing. So size is a big deal, variation is kind of important. We're going to go to velocity here, and then on the stretch, we're really going to stretch it. So we're going to do 500 on that. And then that's pretty much all you can do on the geometry there. Okay, still doesn't look anything like a... So what we can do is jump over into shading. What we can do here, this is one thing, is you can bump the thickness down. I know we just brought it in thick. Usually decreasing the thickness, and then sometimes the smoothness too. So these are just two ones to play around with, thickness and smoothness, to get it how you think it should be looking. And then under hypertexture, it's got crumple for some reason, but we want this to be turbulence. And I think that is going to look a lot better. And then on the amplitude, for that, let's see what 100 looks like. Yeah, so you just have to play around with these settings. Now, on the shading, what I would suggest doing is going in and putting in a gradient on this. So we just put a gradient and click on here, and we'll just make it black. And then you'll want to play around with this. So adjusting this, and this kind of gives you an idea of what these input parameters do. So you can just try different ones as you adjust this, and you can kind of see on what, I guess, on what factor or what element the cloud is being affected. So local density might do it for you. Texture value might be another one. I think that's the one that I actually ended up using. Texture value seemed to, I like the look I was getting from that. And just playing around, you know, adjusting, tweaking. I didn't even mess with these too much. That doesn't look half bad. These are some interesting settings here. If you bump these up, these will slow down your renders. So I don't know what very good it's going to do, how much it would slow it down, but these are things to look at. One thing that's interesting here is in the illumination, you might try Rayleigh. I think that's how you pronounce it. So that's kind of it. And of course, this is going to take forever and a day to render out, just because of the nature of the quality. There's so much going on here. And to be perfectly honest with you, I sort of like that. I sort of like the way that's looking right there. It's just up to you. So just the size, the variation, direction. Wait, I think there's one other one I missed. I'm sorry for jumping around here. Oh, the texture effect is velocity translate. Yeah. And that pretty much it. Like, so let me just recap that. Particle size, the size variation, the stretch direction, velocity, stretch amount. Under shading, I would, under basic tab, I would recommend doing something like this and just playing around with the input parameters and this, dragging the bar until you get it how you like it. And I think you'll get a nice look if you just play around. And then under advanced, you can bump these up, but they're going to take a lot longer. I'm going to do it just to do it. I'm going to have to take a break and to render this out. Try Relay, move your light to the side. Under hypertexture, turbulence, and the texture amplitude, velocity translate. The effect speed is how often it loops. So there's that. And that's it. So I'm not gonna keep talking. I'm gonna render this out. That's it. I don't know. I'll try to render out the actual animation of this whole thing spinning around, but that's gonna take a while to do. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Take care and have a fantastic day.